Hi, good evening. I'm your babe, Dark Sugar. Woo! Hey, I took the train here today and a little girl pointed and said, "Mommy, what's that?" "Oh, that's the poster girl for Don't Do Drugs." You see, I'm an English queer Australian, which means that I positively hate myself and I'm better than you in a relaxed way. Yes. You see, back in Australia, they just call me a title country boy. Yeah. And much like country folk, you see, I'm tough as nails and mine is 9 inches long. Whoop. Yeah, I just love getting hammered. Is this tool-based penis joke working for you? Yeah? I don't know. When you get nutted, do you bolt? Questionable choices in life. So I grew up in 90s Australia, talking about nines. And, you know, oh, wow, the barbecues were stunning. The homophobia and racism, second to none. Yeah, I'm a working class kid, so, you know, I had to hide my gayness deeper than a queen's nutsack. Even Narnia was like, where is this closet with this gay you speak of? We actually thought in Australia that bisexuals were a computer virus. Yes, dangerous, you know, unpredictable, sticky on the keyboard. Call me infected. And, you know, I've actually got more in common these days with summer time in Australia because that's when we both look like the aftermath of a bushfire. Yes. Brutal, mate. But, you know, you can take the boy out of Oz, but you can't take the country boy out of the Queen. Hey. Yes. So it's such a pleasure to be here on Skits and Quibbles with Bobbying Media Studio, and you got to catch me afterwards for the interview as well on the mental health show. Yeah, so you know, the other day a Slovakian friend was saying to me, "What does mean drag of the Queen?" I think of it as using your marbles while hiding your walnuts. Yes. Or in Texas, it's just simply identify as "Don't shoot me." You know, if the world was flat, though, wouldn't all the hate just fall off the edge? I don't know. I'm not a scientist, am I? I'm just disappointed in humanity. That's more like it. Let's explore some of life's more disappointing facets, shall we? When your close friend is a closet racist, disappointment. When the job you work forgets to pay you, disappointment. When you've got cause for celebration in this economic constipation. Oh dear. Outside is the UK is a freeze. What's it like in Venezuela? 30 degrees. Disappointment. Oh, what about friendship? When your alcoholic friend gets wasted at a tea party? When football fans spit on you because you're arty. Disappointment. When the Tories get elected. A job application rejected. Arts Council. I'm not bitter. When your cock is rock hard, yeah. No one's interested? Disappointment. Oh, I know. Hollywood, they'll save us. Nothing goes wrong there. When famous white actors do TV charity appeals featuring starving black children. Cringe. Disappointment. Or when your Rishi Sunak pretends to have emotions. It's a robot. When your house smells like death. A dead rat under the stairs. Oh, and your landlord says, just give it some air. Disappointment. Oh, you know, sex. That's always great, isn't it? When your sex partner finishes dinner, just yawns and falls asleep. Disappointment. Or when the UK had Brexit and then we actually left Europe. Oh. Okay, well, thank you so much for listening to all of these things which are pissing me off. Now you can drop like a ton of bricks in a coffin. All your disappointments. Clock it. Life is disappointing. Yeah, clock it. Say it with me. Life is disappointing. So clock it. Because all we really need is each other. And that's enough. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, darlings, I hope you relate to some of these disappointments at home. So yeah, when I was 22, I was chicken-lickin' fresh, and I just moved to the UK with my Aussie girlfriend. This was before the moustache. I didn't know my elbow from my ass. And, you know, we thought we were going to have the kids, house and a job. I was left with sequins, wine and a knob. So the camera zooms over the United Kingdom towards Kent, the Garden of England, and then slightly further southeast to Medway, the Garden of Chavs. Now, I like the people of Medway. You know, they ain't educated like they are in Parliament, but at least they don't watch porn at work. Know what I'm saying? So, you know, I lived there for 6 years, and I got a lot of love for the people there. They are salty like chips and rough as a bag of unwashed sticks. So they're famous around there for Charles Dickens. Yes, having once farted in a pub. And they've also got a cafe named the Deaf Cat after Dickens's cat. Imagine that. Silence. The pussy that couldn't hear its own fart. So, lastly, of course, that cafe is directly opposite the Rochester Cathedral. Magnificent building. Absolutely not any pedophiles. At least not for a couple of years. And my girlfriend and I, we had a nice apartment. She was killing her dreams by working for an accountancy firm, and I was committing suicide by working for a bank. Yeah. If you work for a bank, dear viewer, how do you not just kill yourself? So there we were in Medway Towns, which is a collection of towns, you know, in the same way that a Happy Meal is still technically a Happy Meal on the edge of a volcano. You know what confuses Australians, right? You're right. It's not actually a question. English people saying hello and saying you're right. It's like in Australia, it's much simpler. You know, you go to the shops and they say, hey, what's up, clockface? And I say, oh, well, thank you, mum. So, yeah. Anyway, when I say I worked in a bank, it was a massive call center, you know, caffeine, sales targets, existential dread. And there was a colleague walking by me while I'm on the phone remonstrating. He says, you're right. I'd break tradition and I say, I'm fine, which is English male code for freaked out, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. And he said, oh, right. Which is English male code for I can see that you're heavily depressed, but, like, I don't have the emotional vocabulary to recognize your difficult situation. So I think what I'll do is just ignore it, much like the lump between my balls. Yes. So, England, Australia, colony have in common the emotional submarine effect. It's going to keep it all down, isn't it? Captain, we're going towards the sea of misery. What did you say? What did I tell you about not recognizing emotions, damn it? I'm sorry, Captain, but the men, they're all depressed, and they've got lumps between their balls. Go! Flappy, First Lieutenant Submarine Dilly Flap! If we start recognizing emotions, we'll have to recognize this narrative construct we're inside of. I'm sorry, Captain. You bloody well should be. I'll get you on your knees, what have you. Captain. Yes, what is it? Kiss me. Oh, yes, rather. Your beard in my mouth. Oh, Captain, touch me down there in my first lieutenant naughty spot. Oh, yes, rather. Oh, what's this lump? Oh, just ignore it. Okay. Loose lips. Sink ships. And that is why Englishmen keep their feelings deep down. Where was I? Girlfriend Medway, dying inside. Yes. So, I came to the UK to be an artist, a professional artist. And, she was quite clear that she wanted kids. And we just kept delaying the thing. And then she posed the question and I was freaking out. I mean, what? Spoken word poetry, movement, emotion. Welcome to the Spoken Word Poetry Show with your host, Dark Sugar. Let's do a poetry show. Welcome to this little poetry segment where I empathise with you and also my 22-year-old chicken-licking self about some of the pressures that we face in the 21st century. This is called 21st Century Melody. Be productive. Be attractive. Don't show weakness. Speak less. Pull that thumb out your chute. Unless you like that, fill your boots. Work remotely, nice and toasty. Don't think, Netflix fix. Can't sleep, Bill? Pop that pill. Get thinner, weekend sinner. 21st century melody. Be a winner, microwave dinner. I'm still working, chest is hurting. 0-hour paycheck serving. 21st century melody. Not addiction, watching fiction. 1 second, I got a message. Oh, just an empty lesson. Must be influential thought leader, content feeder, content eater. Monetize your expertise. Authentic on the camera, please. Stay active. Get ahead. Wear that cheap plastic dress. You were born for leadership. Just clock in at 9 instead. 21st century melody. Be a winner. Microwave dinner. I'm still working. Chest is hurting. 0-hour paycheck serving. 21st century melody. Not addiction. Watching fiction. 1 second. I just got a message. Oh, just an empty lesson. And we're back. So yeah, I was terrified at the idea of the perfect married life with kids and, shackles on the feet. And I was just breaking up inside because I wanted to be an artist. And I could have been an adult about it and, just broken up with her formally. But last time I checked, I am an artist. So I'd much prefer to get depressed, lose my job, and vote for the Green Party. Yes. Piercing in the wind with your vote. Ooh. Yes. So, dear viewer, maybe you relate to this kind of depressive behaviour. You wake up in the morning, you just want to die, like watching Fox News. And, or you start to feel weak, like the royal bloodline. Or you just start to fade away, like Russell Brand's reputation. Yes. So I'd lost my job, and without that apartment money, we moved into an literal Roman wine cellar. Like one window, one door, location, death trap. And let's just cut to the nugget of this story. Yeah, she left my skinny ass and married another man. And I remember, lying down in the pitch blackness, smoking a cigarette, listening to, like, just to ham it up, listening to Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd, And it was like in this vacuum, all of that queerness which was, oppressed in me in Australia, it just came out in a vacuum, like getting stabbed in space. And it's really weird that I became a queen there, like not a lot of queerness on the streets of Medway, you know what I'm saying? It would be like if Jeff Bezos just turned into a human. Yeah. So I kind of overcame this, period of like mental health challenge, and it was just the first of many which I've overcome. But I've narrated all of them like a BBC commentator, biased and conservative. Yes. And, when it comes to talking about mental health, you know what's funny? Suicide. Whoops, not really. But, will I, won't I? It's one of those things which is fairly common to think about, fairly rare to act upon. And I want to destigmatize these kind of intrusive thoughts. I firmly believe that we should have safe spaces to talk about our mental well-being and be able to recover, with our family, with our community, without judgment. People use this word stigmatization. I think what that really means is just don't judge me for having feelings, you country boy. So, choosing will I, won't I is like choosing between almond milk and soy milk. One's going to leave you a bit nutty, the other's going to kill you faster than a vegan with an iron deficiency. I always said it won't happen to me, that awful end. I'm just too strong, you see, when it all feels pointless. Can't get out of bed. The most loving voices fill your lungs with dread. Or do they? Let's find out. Use a knife, take a pill, make a wish, write a note. Any old method you please. There's always a road to freedom. It's right onto your sleeves. Whoops. Or take a break, have a chat, take a walk, pat a cat. Any old method you choose. There's really no need to end it when you've got the blues. I always said it's not an option. Choose to be dead. Now I've forgotten. Let's go to the blues, shall we? Find comfort in alcohol or in a computer screen. It's a masturbation joke. Whatever poison you choose, there's really nothing to lose. Or is there? Let's find out. Use a knife, take a pill, make a wish, write a note. Any old method you please. There's always a road to freedom. It's right under your sleeves. Cut, cut. Whoops. Take a break, have a chat, take a walk, pat a cat. Any old method you choose. There's really no need to end it when you've got the blues. When it all feels good, you must embrace it. 'Cause this life will only be just what you make it. Find comfort in life itself and giving to someone else. You just gotta do the thing you love. Perhaps some kid jokes. Take it easy. Or you could just put the kids in the car and drive off a cliff. Woo! Use a rope in a chair and just take a jump. Be fine. You know, overdose with the bag, have a wank. Woo! Head in the oven and turn on the gas. There's a chicken in here. Oh, any old method you please. There's always a road to freedom. It's right onto your sleeves, Sonny Jim. Oh, yes. Oh, I always said it won't happen to me. That awful end, because I'm just too strong. You see, that awful ends. You know what? I just kinda need a hug. Don't wanna end up dead. You know, darlings, when you're in the throe of misery, you really do question, is there any point in carrying on, like I did? But I can tell you, by practicing the art form of drag and having a community, reporting from the front line, yes, life is worth living, it is sweet. Share it with people, your feelings and the bad times. The purpose of my life is to make everything just a little bit queer everywhere I go and share the love. I've been Dark Sugar, and it is such a pleasure to be with you here tonight, and I'm going to roll you out with a poem from my book, Death and Attraction. This one is called Thinking of Death. Every now and then, it's healthy to think about death. Every now and then, I think about my father's death. When death comes, should I be cremated? Love is like death, because when it is upon you, it obsesses you. You are living on each breath. 3, 2, 1. Surprise. It's the silence after you come, the way a wave looks after it's crashed, the smell of disinfectant, of feeling lashed by silk, that moment of nothingness when two people become one, when one becomes nothing, fulfilling your biology. I wonder if death is enjoyable. If that state can be prolonged in the same way that a smoker wants to extend their head rush. My favorite smells, the best music. Someone is brushing my hair, but my feet are far away. I am dancing. Our skin's brushing like snake scales. That's where I want to be. Look at me. I'm coming into my prime like a shining diamond, and I'm slowly dying.